Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another statue tutorial. Today we are doing Papyrus or Papyrus or whatever you want to call him. I can never pronounce it properly, as a lot of you have pointed out. And thanks to all the ones who have been trying to teach me how to pronounce it, but I just can't. I don't know what it is. I keep on getting it wrong. But yeah, we're doing him today. So hopefully you do enjoy, and if you haven't already seen the stand statue, then I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I hope you go check that out and enjoy it just as much. Now again, this was designed by Lazar, so shout out to him. I'll leave a link to his Twitter in the description. If you haven't already, definitely consider leaving a like, subscribe down below, and also leave a nice comment, whether that's a positive comment or constructive criticism. It really doesn't matter, it's all good. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy, stick around, and let me know if you want some more Undertale statues in the future. So with that said, again, hopefully you enjoy, and I'll see you in the tutorial. Okay guys, so let's get straight on into the tutorial. The blocks you will need are the following. You will need red stained clay, black wool, blue wool, yellow wool, white wool, and block of quartz. So nothing too complicated, only 6 blocks, and also you can use a map if you want to help you count. So this is not your conventional statue. You may have seen by the thumbnail as well as the screenshots, it's not your typical 12x8, 12x8, 12x4, 8x8x8 statue. You'll get that reference if you watched any of my tutorials in the past. So this one is very similar to, I guess, the endoskeleton, where it's very much custom dimensions and has been made to fit around what the character looks like rather than to fit around the skin statue dimensions. So I think that's probably the best approach, rather than trying to like squish it all into skin statue dimensions, just to build it as it is. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do today. So what we're going to start off by doing is building the feet. So the feet are 2 shoes, and they're both separated. They're 5 wide, and should I say 3 wide, 5 deep would be the better way of putting it. So what we're going to do is place 5 red stained clay like this. So that's 5 right there, and rather than placing it sideways, we're going to place it coming towards us. We're then going to extend it to the right twice, and then forwards to make it into a 5x3 rectangle like so. Then what we're going to do is leave a 2 block gap to the right, place a red stained clay, bring it backwards 4 to the side twice, forwards 4 to the side once, and make another 5x3 rectangle. So what you should have right now, as you can see, is a 5x3 rectangle, separated by a 2 block gap, another 5x3 rectangle. So this is essentially the base for each shoe. Now we can go ahead and fill this in if you want, it doesn't really matter. What we're then going to do is add another layer on top of each one. So on top of the left one, we're just going to build up another layer on top of what we've already done. And we do the exact same on the right shoe. Okay, so again, just to reiterate, it should be 5x3 and now should be 2 tall. Next, what we're going to do is go to the back side of the shoe. So this part here, we're going to place a quartz block at the front, just to point out that this is the front of the build, because that will be very helpful later on. And what we're going to do is go to the back side of the shoe, so this top left corner here, and we're going to place a 3x3 of red stained clay. Now if you've done it correctly, you'll notice there should be a 3x2 empty area at the front, and then you'll have the 3x3 of red stained clay right here. Now we're going to do the exact same on the right shoe, so come to the back right corner and build a 3x3. Like so, and it should be looking like this. Next, what we're going to do on the left shoe is punch out 2 red stained clay on this third layer here and replace it with black wool. And we're going to do the exact same on the right side. So we leave this middle one, the center one, and we leave this center one and do the 2 outside ones at the front and replace it with black wool. Now on top of these, we're going to place another 3x3 of red stained clay, and once you have done that, you have completed the shoes. So, that's what the shoes look like now. I'm going to come around to the side and show you from different angles what they look like. So as you can see, it's 5 wide and it is 4 tall. And we're missing this section here, but that is intentional. Come around to the back side, you can see 4 tall, 3 wide. And then the other side is the exact same. Again, just to make sure, there is a 2 block gap in the middle. That's important, otherwise your dimensions later on will not match up. Okay, so shoes complete, we can now move on to the legs. Now the legs are very, very skinny, in fact only 1 block thick. So what we're going to do is go to the 3x3 square, and on the centre block here we're going to build up 6 using black wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do the exact same on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So right now you have 2 shoes and 2 legs. Left shoe, left leg. Right shoe, right leg. Okay, and again, just to reiterate, the leg is 6 tall. Next, what we're going to do is get our blue wool, and on top of this black wool, we're going to place 1 blue wool on either side. We're then going to go 1 to the left on the left side, and 1 to the right on the right side. We're then going to bring it forwards 1 on the outer ones, like so, and then come in diagonal on each one, going towards the center point, and link them up like so. So in total, this joint here should be 6 wide. And next what we're going to do is link them up on the back side by going diagonal from here, or simply just backwards from each one here, and linking them together like so. And that will give you a shape which looks like this. Now we're going to go ahead and fill this in, and I'll show you what it looks like from above and below. So this is what it looks like from above. So essentially, it's a 4 tall by 6 wide rectangle with 2 blocks on either side. If you come below, you'll notice that the one difference is that it's not like centered, and that is intentional. On the front side, there should be a 2 block gap. On the back side, only a 1 block gap, and that will come into factor in later on when we're building the body. So it's important there's a 1 block gap on the back and a 2 block gap on the front. Okay, so again, that's what it looks like if you want to pause, and I'll go above again if you want to pause from that angle, just in case it's easier. And yeah, we can now move on to building the lower body and start working our way up a bit. So what we're going to do, again, make sure at the front, as I've marked here, this is the front. What we're going to do is come to this left side here where the blue is, and we're going to go up 1 to the left 1, and on the right side we're going to go up 1 to the right 1. We're then going to fill in this gap here by placing 4 blue wool, and that will give you something that looks like this. Next, what we're going to do is come around to the left side, and we're going to extend from this block here 1, 2, 3 to the left using blue wool, and then we come over to this side and we go 1, 2, 3 to the right using blue wool. Coming around to the back side, it's just simply a task of matching the sides, so building across 6 blocks, and that will give you something that looks like this. Okie dokie, so we are currently presented with this, what we've just built. In this sector in the middle, we're going to go ahead and place 2 rows of 6 black wool, just to fill in the gap, and that will become apparent why we're doing that in a second. Next, what we're going to do is get our yellow wool, and we're essentially going to build a ring along the top of this blue wool here. So just following it around, building a ring of yellow wool. In total, that should be an 8x4 rectangle. We're not going to fill in the middle part, and that will all be explained in a second. So right now, it should be looking like this, and just to give you a bit of like measurements, right now, as you can see, the floor is Y5. Yours might be slightly different, so I definitely suggest you check. And the top of this is Y18, so it's currently 13 blocks tall. Okie dokie, so if you want to pause, again, you are more than welcome to do so. And yeah, we shall now continue moving up the body. Okay, so for the next part, what we're going to do is come to this black wool which we placed before, and we come to the back side, so not this part here, this one here, and to the center 2 blocks, so these 2. We're then going to place a 4x2 rectangle coming out like so, and this is kind of like the spine. Then what we're going to do is place a 2x2 on top of that. So essentially it's a 6x2, but I want to make sure that you realize that 2x2 is going to be covered up. And the way we're going to do that is by placing a 2x2 of yellow wool in front of it. Okay, so next what we're going to do, next to this 2x2 of yellow wool, we're going to place a 2x1 of black wool either side. Then coming around to the left side, we're going to place next to that a 2x1 of yellow. Next to that, a 2x1 of black wool. Come around to the back side, a 2x2 of yellow, 2x1 of black wool, 2x1 of yellow. So, hopefully you understand, that's what it should look like from an aerial view. And then this is the front side view, left side view, right side view, and back side view. Okay, so essentially we have this part coming up, which is kind of like the spine, and it links into this part, which is now going to link to the upper body. So the way we're going to make this link to the upper body, what we're going to do is get a white wool, and on top of each black wool in each corner, we're going to place a white wool, and we're going to bring it forwards one, and to the side one. So essentially, as you can see what I'm doing here, we're just making 3 or 4 different corners, right angle corners, by placing 2 blocks on each one. Then what we're going to do is link it all together. So we place 1 block on either side, 2 blocks in each middle part, and then we're going to place 1 block on each corner just to fill it in for the even effect. And once you've done that, you will be presented with something like this, and that is 6 wide and 5 tall. Now you can go ahead and fill this in with solid white wool, it really doesn't matter. As long as you come below, and you'll see that you should have a 1 wide ring around this whole of this square/rectangle cubey thing that we built previously. Okie dokie, so that's what it should be looking like so far. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so, and we will now continue with the upper body. So for the upper body, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the front side again, and we're going to go up diagonal from this white wall here, and we're going to do the exact same on the right side. Then what we're going to do is come around to the back side and expand it backwards 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be presented with something that looks like this. Next, what we're going to do is on the front side, we're going to fill in this gap here, which is 6 wide using white wool, and that's our first layer. There's 5 layers in total, so we're going to replicate that 4 more times. So essentially we're just doing 4 more layers of 8 white wool. So that's first one, second one, third one, and fourth one, if I can place properly. There we go. So it's 5 tall, 8 wide of white wool, and then we've got this layer of 6 white wool just underneath. So this point here is actually the top of the body, and as you can see it's wide 29, which is 24 blocks from floor level. So if your Y floor level is slightly different, just build up 24 blocks, and that will be perfectly fine. So what we're going to do now is go around to the side and essentially fill this in. So we're just going to build this up 4 layers all the way across, and then we're going to go around to the back side and essentially replicate what we done on the front side. So as I said, on either side just build up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you come around to the back side, you'll be presented with this empty square. We can then go ahead and fill this in with white wool. And then once you've done that, we'll fill in the top with white wool, and that will be the main part of the body complete. Okay, and as I said, fill in the top with white wool, and that will cap it all off, and you'll have something which looks like this. Now that is, as I said, the majority of the body complete. We will be adding the red stain clay after to add some more detail, and then we're going to be adding the arms. So we're going to add the arms first because it looks really incomplete without them, to be honest. So what we're going to do is go around to the, again, front side, to this yellow wool right here on the left side. We're then going to go 1 to the back, so this block here, and expand 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left side with red stained clay. We're then going to come around to the back side and expand it 1, 2, 3 blocks backwards, and then 1, 2, 3 to the left, and link up like so to make a 4 by 4 square of red stained clay. Now the one thing you'll notice again from the front side is it's indented 1 block in, so it doesn't line up with this yellow wall, and when you come around to the back side it overhangs by 1 block. Now that is intentional, it's so it doesn't blend with the body too much, and so you recognise that it's an arm. So what we're going to do is the exact same on the right side. So we're going to come to the front left corner of the yellow wall, go backwards, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3 backwards, 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then link back to make a 4 by 4 square of red stained clay. Okay, so that's the first layer of each arm. Now the arms, or should I say the hands, are 3 thick, so we're essentially going to build 2 more layers of what we've just done. So a 4 by 4 of red stained clay on top. You don't really need to fill in the center part, I don't know why I am. But essentially you want a 3 tall by 4 wide by 4 deep red cube. Okay, so that's the second layer, as you can see, and the third layer, and that is both hands complete. I say hands because we're now going to build the arms. Okie dokie. So, as I said, you should be looking like this from the side, and again, it should be off-centered one block backwards. Alright, so next what we're going to do is build the arms. So we're going to get our yellow wool, and in the center of each of these cubes, we're going to place a 2x2 of yellow wool. We do the exact same on the right side, 2x2 of yellow wool. And on top of that, we're going to place a 2x2 of black wool. There we go, and then a 2x2 of black wool on the right side. Perfect. So you'll have a big cube with a 2x2 cube on top of yellow and black wool. We're then going to come to the back side of this black wool here, so these two blocks there, and we're going to build up 3. So build a 3x2, 3 tall, 2 wide. It should look like that. We're going to go around to the other side, again back side of this black wool, we're going to build a 3x2, so we leave this part empty, and it will look like this. Okay, so what we're next going to do is work on the upper arms, upper arms I guess is the best way of putting it. So what we're going to do now is come around to the back of the black wool here, and we're going to get our yellow wool and place 2 yellow wool right there. We're going to go 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and then come around to the front side. We're then going to extend it 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards, and then 1, 2, 3 to the right. So essentially, this yellow wool here, as you can see, is 4 wide and 5 tall. Okay, so next what we're going to do, in this gap here, we're going to place 3 yellow wool. And in this 3x2 gap, we're going to place black wool, not here, where you can see, but on top. So right here, we're going to place a 3x2 of black wool. So 1 layer above the yellow, and if you come from the below view, you'll see that there should be a 2x2 empty square right here, and then the black wool should be just above. Now again, that's just to give it some more shape and to make it more 3D and more interesting, but it's definitely looks cooler if you do it. So for the right side, we're going to replicate what we just done. So we come around to the back side of this black wool here and place 2 yellow wool. We go 1 to the right, and then we go 1 to the left, bring it forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go to the left, 1, 2, 3, and it links up perfectly again with this white wool here. We're going to place 3 yellow wool right there, and on top of this a 3x2 of black wool, and that is essentially what we've just done on the left side, complete on the right side. Again, you'll have this 2x2 empty square, and it should be looking something like this. Now that in itself looks really cool, but we are missing the shoulders, which is the white area. So essentially what we're going to do on the left side, we'll do first, is on top of this yellow wool, we're going to place a 4x4 square of white wool. That's the 4th layer, as you can see, so that's a 4x4 square. We're going to go around to the left side of the arm, build another 4x4 square. In fact, this is a 5x4 square because it's 5 wide. There you go, of white wool. And then you come around to the back side and you build another 4x4 square of white wool. And then last of all, you just fill in the shoulders using white wool, and that will give you a nice clean finish. So again, that's what the front should look like. That's the left side, which is 5 wide, just to point out, and then the back side. Coming around to the other arm, the right arm, we're going to, again, on top of this yellow wool, place a 4x4 square of white wool. Come around to the side and we place a 5x4 square, or rectangle I guess, and round to the back side, which is again a 4x4 square. For the shoulder, just fill it in with white wool, and once you've done that, that is the majority complete. So again, we're just missing now the red stained clay, which I'm going to talk about now, but I will give you guys an opportunity to pause before we do that. So I'm going to get rid of my arm and start doing a bit of a spin around because it's been a while, and I don't want any of you guys getting left behind. So this is the front. Again, that black wool right there in the legs is 6 tall. We've then got the arms, so I'll just do a little spin around. That's what the center part should look like. That black wool pillar there is 4 tall, including this one, or these blocks here. Move around to the back side. again, it should be looking like this. Both arms are the exact same. This pillar in the center starts off one block down and is a 4x2. And on top of that, you have the 2x2, which is surrounded by the yellow and the black wall. For this initial body, it's 6 wide. And then we just essentially build a ring around this middle part. And then the main body itself is 8 wide, 5 tall, and then also 5 wide. Okay, so one thing you will notice, as I said earlier, is that if you look up from this yellow ring here, you'll see it's in line. If you look up from this yellow ring, you'll see that it's not. So this body part extends one over, and that's why I said that it's important that you put this block or this pillar here one backwards, because otherwise this will be in line with this, and it will look weird, and this one will be off-centered backwards one block, and it will just look really, really weird. So again, unusual dimensions, but it works, so who's complaining? Okay, so moving on to the next part, which is the red stained clay. Again, make sure at the front of the statue. We're going to go to the top left corner, right here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. And the fifth block, we're going to place a red stained clay, and we're going to build 7 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So it's 8 in total. There should be a 4 block gap on the left side, 4 block gap on the right side. Now this is building on top of what we've already built. It's not replacing, it's on top. So on top of what we just built there, we're going to place another row of 8 red stained clay. So it should be 2 tall right now. Next, what we're going to do is go downwards. So we're not going up anymore, we're going down. And we're going to leave a 2 block gap, place 1, 2, 3, 4. And then below this, we're going to place 1, leave a gap, place 1, leave a gap, place 1. Once you've done that, it looks something like this. And that is the front side complete. So for the back side, we're going to come around to the back side, of course. And we're going to start off on the left corner. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the fourth block, we're going to place red stained clay, and we're going to build across 10. Or 9, should I say, but 10 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you'll notice there should be a 3 block gap on the right side and a 3 block gap on the left side. And we're going to build up another layer, so it's 2 layers of 10 wide. Okay, so it should be looking like this so far. Next, what we're going to do is again work our way down. So the third layer is going to be, starting from here, it's going to be 9. So all the way across, apart from 1. The next layer is 8. So we're going to leave a block and then build all the way across until we're in line with this block right here. Next layer is 7. So we're going to leave a block, build 7, should be in line with this row here. The next row, we start on this one here. So in line this, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave a 1 block gap, place 1. Again, just to reiterate, top 2 lines 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, space 1. On the 4 section, what we're going to do is leave a 1 block gap, place 2, and then go down 1 on the right side. And that is what it should look like. So again, just to list off the dimensions again, first 2 rows is 10, third row is 9, fourth row 8, fifth row 7, sixth row 4, space 1, seventh row 2, and then eighth row 1. Okay, so again, that's what it looked like. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now we're going to work on the shoulders. Okay, so coming back round to the front side, you should have something that looks like this from the top view. What we're going to do is we're going to work on the shoulders. Okay, so what we're going to do for the shoulders, we're going to start off on the left side over here at the back, right where this red stained clay is. And what we're going to do is bring it 2 forwards. So 1, if I can place it, 2, there we go, using red stained clay. Then we're going to place 2 black, and then 1 red stained clay. So just to repeat that, it's 2 red stained clay, next is red stained clay that we've got here on the back left corner, 2 black wool, and then 1 red stained clay, which should connect diagonally to this one right here. Then what we're going to do, next is 2 black wool here, to the left of it we're going to place a 2x2 of red stained clay. Now that's the left shoulder complete. For the right shoulder, what we're going to do is go over to the back right corner, and we're pretty much going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to bring it forwards 2, using red stained clay, 2 black wool, and then 1 red stained clay, and it will link up perfectly like so. But this one is slightly different. On the right side, next to this, we're going to place 2 black wool, and next to that, we place the 2x2 of red stained clay. So this side is actually one off what this side is. It's one longer, and it will actually come in line with the end of the arm here, or the end of the shoulder, whereas this one doesn't. However, if you do want to make this symmetrical, feel free to just simply do that. But in this case, I'm going to keep to the original design and have it one shorter on the left side. Okie dokie, so once you've done that, what we can then go ahead and do is fill this section in here using any block you want. It does not matter because you're not going to see it. So if you're doing it in survival, maybe just do dirt. But because we're in creative, we can use red stained clay. So again, this is what it should be looking like so far with the shoulders as well. So next what we're going to do is move on to the head. So we're going to start off at the front side. Again, we've got this marker here to mark out what the front is. And we're going to go to the front left corner right here. So this gap here, where there should be red stained clay but isn't, what we're going to do is go in diagonal to the right and place a white wool. We're then going to go 7 to the right, and that will bring you to here. And if you've done it correctly, you'll be able to go diagonal to the right and come to this empty gap right here. So that will be an 8 long line of white wool. Then what we're going to do is expand it backwards 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, across 7, and then forwards 1, 2, 3, 4. And it should link up perfectly like so. So that's 6 tall by 8 wide, and it should look like this. That is the base of the head, and the head in total is 12 tall. So it is kind of big and not to standard dimensions. Okay, so with that said, we can now move on to doing the face of the head. So we're going to do that first because it's probably the hardest part, seeing as it's the only part with detail. So we're going to start off on the left side. We're going to leave 1 block, place 1 quartz, 1 black wool, 2 quartz, 1 black, 1 quartz. So essentially it's quartz, black, quartz, and then mirrored. So quartz, black, quartz, quartz, black, quartz. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is build up 1 layer on top. Doesn't matter what block you're going to place because it's going to get removed anyways. And on top of that, we're going to place quartz, black, quartz, quartz, black, quartz. So essentially, we mirror what we just done, but 1 block gap in between. So that's the lower jaw and the upper jaw. On top of this upper jaw, we're going to place 6 white wool. And then on top of that, we're going to go up diagonal to the left and up diagonal to the right. Now, there should be a 6 block gap in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to place 6 white wool. And then we can now move on with the rest of the face. So the next layer is 3 white wool, 2 black wool, 3 white wool. The next layer is 1 white wool, 2 black wool, 2 white, 2 black, 1 white. And then the next 2 layers are the exact same. So white, black, black, white, white, black, black, white. And then again, white, black, black, white, white, black, black, white. The next layer is slightly different. It goes 1 white, 2 black, and then 5 white. I can't count. 5 white, not 4. So essentially, this eye is 1 block taller than this one. This eye should be a 3x2. The left eye should be a 4x2. And the final layer, the 12th layer, is simply 8 white wool. So once you've done that, it should look, if I can pronounce my words, something like this. So it looks awfully weird, and that's the point. The character himself looks awfully weird. So yeah, hopefully you have something looking like this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is move around to the left side. And we're going to start off on the left side, second row. The first row is simply just 6 white wool. The second row from left to right is 4 white wool, so we leave a 2 block gap here. The next one is 3, 2, 1, and then the next layer is 6. So it will link across to this white wool right here. So that should leave you with a shape like this. Now we're going to go around to the other side and mimic this. So starting on the right side, the first layer is 6, then we got 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the next layer is, of course, 6, so links across to the top right there. And leaves you with something that looks like this. Now this is important because this is how we're going to do the back of the mouth and the inside of the mouth. So in between this lower row here, we're going to place a row of black wool. In between this one, again, black wool. So we're matching both sides up using black wool, because that's what we're going to use for the inside of the mouth. Now this, of course, because that's the back of the head, what we're going to do here is simply just build up a second layer, because we can't place black wool here because it will interrupt with the outside. And then for the upper part of the mouth, simply just build across here a nice platform of black wool. And once you've done that, it should look something like this. Now, I know it's not ideal that you have black wool here and not a white wool, but it just looks better than the other possibilities. Now, if you do want to add like some inside detail here, you are more than welcome to do so, but again, we're just keeping it simple and nice and easy. Okie dokie, so with that said and done, that's pretty much all the detail in the head complete. The rest is simply just filling in white wool, but I will talk you guys through it nevertheless. So coming back round to the left side, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way across, using pure white wool. And essentially that will give you a 12 by 6 area, minus this empty area here of white wool. We're then going to come around to the right side and do the exact same, so just building up 6 all the way across. And yeah, that's about as difficult as it gets. If I can place the blocks in the right place, that's probably the most difficult part right now for me. So that is the right side complete. Again, a 12 by 6 minus this mouth area. Coming around to the back side, we're just going to simply build up 11 all the way across. And you can go ahead and add some detail in here if you want to. If you want to add like a brain or something like that, then you can feel free to do so. It's not going to be able to see it anyways, but just if you want to know it's there, then it's your choice. Extra details, I guess. So again, that's a 12 by 8, 12 tall, 8 wide. And then for the top of the head, all we're going to do is simply fill it in using white wool. So that is very, very easy, and once you have done that, you have finished the head, and most importantly, you have finished your statue. So, there you go, that's what it looks like. I'm going to get rid of this blocks of quartz here, and then we'll do a full spin around before we end off this tutorial and say our goodbyes. So let me get rid of my arm. There we go. And yeah, that is what the statue should look like once it's done. So, as you can see, the body itself is 24 blocks tall, and it is 16 wide. The body, in terms of including these red shoulder pads, is actually 25 blocks tall. And the head, of course, is a 12 by 8 by 6. Okay, so again, I'll do a quick spin around, and then we can end off this video here. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, it was a bit more complicated, especially for me to explain, because it's custom dimensions. And this was one of them statues where we probably couldn't stick to statue dimensions because it's too like random of a shape. In situations like this, it's better off to just like bend the rules a bit and go freely and do what you want, rather than sticking to statue dimensions and limiting ourselves dramatically. So again, I think Lazar did a great job on this. So if you think, or if you agree, should I say, then definitely go down to his Twitter down below and let him know what a great job he has done. And again, if you did enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like and subscribing down below if you haven't already. I may be doing some more Undertale stuff, I'm not too sure. It depends how much you guys like this series so far. So definitely let me know down below in the comments. And with that said and done, hopefully you've got something looking like this. If you haven't, then definitely go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan. Or alternatively, leave a comment down below and I'll try and give you some more personalised support as much as humanly possible. Bear in mind, I am one person, so if I don't reply straight away, that may be why. But I'll always try and get back to you ASAP. And before my voice dies, I guess that's it. So, thank you very much for watching, and again, until next time, my name's been Tom or Gummy, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart.